Hello guys, so Nikita had the interview about the Starkov or Fragmentary Order, Frago, whatever he wants to call it. The title of it is How Tarkov Creator Yarn to Make Sci-Fi Shooter Fragmentary Order, Nikita Vuyanov exclusive interview. It does have some interesting stuff in it. I have a summary version of it on X. I'm gonna read that out first, and then we're gonna check out a little bit more details about it. Check it out real quick. Some of the points were Nikita is explicitly stated that he is tired of working on a single project for over 10 years, which I can kind of understand. Obviously, I don't want to play Tarkov these days until like new content drops. Imagine working on it. So I kind of understand him, but at the same time, it's kind of a little bit disappointing because it does sound like he's sick and tired of Tarkov. And another thing is that he is now pushing back against the extraction shooter label, prefers to call it a combat simulator. I already kind of talked about this already. If you look at the game website, it already kind of sounds like flipping extraction shooter a lot, but he tries to deny it, like really a lot. Check out why I say that one more time. Embrace your danger, you are a freelancer. And then holds a gun like Tarkov. Stay vigilant is your job. Infill, die, repeat. Bro, that's literally extraction shooter. Come on. And also build your gear because you're gonna lose it. Build yourself up. Yada yada yada. And you can see a scav and a freelancer and then a machine, android, drone. The robot. There is always one more. That also sounds like extraction shooter, but whatever, I guess. And then he says, while it has extraction mechanics, it features clones and drones instead of real humans. So it's basically space Tarkov, you know, sci-fi Tarkov, but it's not human. It's drones and clones. That's why he doesn't call it extraction shooter. Bit weird. But I guess he's gonna add a lot more, obviously. That's what I'm thinking, and I'll talk about it a bit more whenever we get into detail. This is where it gets kind of interesting. Maps are planned to be 4 to 5 times larger than Tarkov maps, if you believe in Nikita Vuyanov, obviously. And game will feature vehicles and diverse gravity combat. He said he doesn't want the zero gravity combat, but diverse, like different gravity. You will have more bigger jumps at some point, or maybe you can have more loot because of the, you know, less weight or something like that. Pretty interesting. And 4 to 5 times larger than Tarkov maps. Bro, Streets of Tarkov and Lighthouse map, some of the maps, woods, they are humongous. Should we check out Tarkov map real quick? Actual size of Tarkov maps. This is the Tarkov map. As you guys can see, woods is the biggest. Lighthouse is right there. Shoreline, bigger. Streets is actually not that big. I'm always like surprised whenever I look at it. Maybe it's because it's just packed with stuffs inside, it feels bigger. But woods is way bigger. And it's like, you guys can see like 1 kilometers. So yeah, 4 to 5 times bigger than that. And then vehicles. Vehicles will help a lot. Team has 130 people compared to Tarkov development team, which is about 400. So Tarkov development team, Battlestate Games at 400, and another team that's called Rent Gaming or something like that. We'll see in the detail a little bit later. And then 3 to 4 consultant from the Tarkov team is in the new team, and then the game has been on production for 1.5 years, which is already quite a lot, yeah. Nikita said he wants to make a new game much faster than that by 2 or 3 times than Tarkov. Basically 3 to 5 years to 1.0 release compared to Tarkov, which was 10 years. What do you think? So there was a quick summary of it, but there's a lot. Let's read the whole thing through. I'm gonna skip the lore part. I don't really care about the lore part that much usually. I'm gonna skip to where they answer to each other. I think that's the most interesting part. The interview. What's the reaction that you are observed with the announcement? Well, these parts I don't really care too that much. It basically polarized. Some people like it, some people hate it, especially Tarkov's getting like abandoned or whatever. Like he talks about that. Do you remember what the reaction to Tarkov was like at the very beginning? I don't think that's like that important at this point. You guys can check it out yourselves too. I'll put it in the description or the comment section. Starkov, this one's kind of interesting. So people call it Starkov, and then Nikita also says, like they internally called it Starkov. There was a lot of speculation. We started to tease something, Tarkov in space at the start, but a lot of things have changed. We're not treating it as a Tarkov in space now, they say. We used to in-house to describe it. They described it themselves internally even. A super solid hardcore experience with a predict the future approach and so on. And yes, it was fun to read comments that Tarkov community like had oxygen tank. Okay, more lore stuff. Now this is the interesting part. Are there aliens that you're fighting? No, Nikita says. You're fighting humans or robots, I guess. Artificial units, robots, drones, clones, nothing fantasy. Bro, they are fantasy already. But okay. Is there a Tarkov origin in this lore? Does some part of the story come from Tarkov? Nikita said, this I won't say. Which means yes, very likely, right? I don't know why he said that. When you say war is systemized, what do you mean by that? This is again like kind of lore stuff. I'll skip that part. Here, GameSpeed, the interviewer, interviewee. I always mix those two. Is there an extraction scenario here that you are going to describe soon? A short combat loop where you go in, fight, and extract something. Do you take something out when you fight? Nikita said, that part will be described later because we'll have a lot of fun stuff in there. The basic mechanic is this, you infiltrate and exfiltrate. Bro, that's extraction shooter, come on! But there will also be different types of gameplay. The main idea is to earn money within the system and improve your life. Yeah, in Hideout. The basic extraction principles will be there. Yeah, because it's the extraction shooter. But they won't be the main principles. Okay. Well, as far as I can see, it looks like just extraction shooter what he explained. But let's get into it a little bit more. This is the screen where you are controlling the drone or the robots, basically. Are you the one link between Tarkov and the new game? Is it an entirely new team? He says, 98% brand new team. I have 3 to 4 consultants who share the experience from Tarkov, but it's otherwise totally new. And then the other company, other team can still work on Tarkov. Yes, exactly, that's the reason. So he keeps saying that Tarkov is still on development, Tarkov is not gonna die, it's not gonna get abandoned. He just keeps wanting to saying that. Why did you change the Unreal Engine? I just wanted a different engine. One that's more beautiful for sure, way more advanced in terms of visuals. Well, I guess Unreal Engine they chose because of that. With Tarkov, running Unity means visuals have gotten pretty obsolete. I don't know, there's a lot of people who doesn't like Unreal Engine sadly, but I guess they chose it. DLSS 4.5, we have direct support from NVIDIA, but we don't have anything from them, everything from them. The important stuffs will be there. DLSS 5 coming in time for this? I think so, yes. Let's move on. Back to the lore. I don't care about the lore. Oh, this is kind of interesting. We'll just say there's a clear good guy and a bad guy. There will be certainly good guys and bad guys. I guess like Yusek and Bear. You know, Bear are the guys, good guys. Yusek is the bad guys. Or maybe not. There will be bosses. This part is kind of interesting. And the bosses will have a lot of lore in them. Rapid innovation. Was that the manufacturing of AI robots, or is it something else that happens in the lore? He talks about the lore again. And this is the team, it seems like, Rent Game Studios office. So they are the team who's working on the fragmentary order, basically. Nikita says it's everything. AI-driven factories, self-sustaining factories. So yeah, he's talking about the futuristic stuff, the lore stuff again. The combat on the moon looks like zero gravity. If you look at the trailer, you get to see that. If you watch that real quick, there's like this scene. He's talking about this scene. That kind of reminds me of Streets of Tarkov trailer, but anyways. Yeah, I'm a Tarkov psychopath. Or low gravity. Is that the kind of the combat to expect in this? Or will there be Earth gravity combat as well? And Nikita said, we'll have different gravitations around different locations. The gameplay will be a little bit different. We won't be doing zero gravity most likely. I mean, zero gravity, okay. So zero gravity means like, you know, floating in the space, like, and then, you know, if you played any space games as a man, you need to use like boosters to move around. I'm guessing he's talking about that, but we're gonna have like a moon gravity level. That would require a whole new game around it, but the gravitation will be a consideration when it comes to your gear and everything else. There will be many more attributes to consider in the game than Tarkov. We'll face many hazardous conditions, not only gravity, but also electromagnetic effects and other things, which would be kind of interesting. It could kind of feel like even Stalker, like, you know, all those anomalies and crap. The weapons are sci-fi than the modern weapons in Tarkov. Are there some you can describe? Nikita says, people will find different types of weapons. They'll find kinetic weapons, power-based ignition weapons, but they've changed throughout the ages. I believe that powder-based weapons will be there forever because they're so efficient. There will be different weapons such as railguns. Everything is being designed around theories and potential possibilities of how things could be in the future. So yeah, he's talking about like based on the lore. I don't think it's going to be 100% in the game. All of the mechanical parts, all the internals, we are making them from the great level of detail, which is, I'm kind of excited about that because Nikita does make, you know, quite detailed guns. We want you to be able to see everything and understand how it works. There will be several categories of weapons that aren't possible right now due to the current gen limitation of technology and of course, full customization capabilities. The weapons and technologies could fill a whole separate article. It's too big to describe. Would you want to do a space-to-space combat, spaceship to spaceship, or combat in the space? Which I was kind of surprised on the answer. Nikita said, again, I am not sure about the combat in the space. I thought that was going to be the biggest difference between Tarkov and this game, but apparently not. He's not sure about it, so he's not prepared for this. We'll have space station locations for sure, which you can shoot the guns between, not the spaceship. Maybe we could have some kind of an event location, but it's early to determine. It sounds like there will be vehicles on the ground. Yes, there will be big vehicles. The locations are much larger than Tarkov, 4 or 5 times bigger than the typical Tarkov location. Do you expect to have small maps like Factory in Tarkov, or will it be bigger maps? We'll see. We're still thinking about it, and there will be locations for CQB fights. It seems like it's gonna take a lot more time the more and more I listen to what Nikita answers. Is there a clear distinction between the early access launch and post-launch content? Nikita says yes, but we won't disclose it. How big is the team so far? 130 people. Are you able to, I don't really care about how he manages it that much. If you guys are interested, you guys can read it yourselves. What combination of optimism, again, lore, back to lore, team size. How much time has been went into the ideation of the game and versus the time you spent in the production? They've been production for 1.5 years, 6 months of just pre-production concept art and building the initial core team, and then the active process started about a year ago. We will spend a lot of time on prototyping and concepts. What the most important that for you to get right about the combat before you wanted to announce the game? It's a good question. Right now, we are polishing the combat to create a gameplay trailer. So they're already kind of done with, like, you know, the combat, the gunfire combat, just like Tarkov as of now. I used to shoot a lot, yeah. So they're already kind of creating the gameplay trailer for that. So they're almost done with the, you know, gunfighting, it seems. There are some things that players seem to be like or dislike about the combat in sci-fi games. like Infinite Warfare, the X-ray gun, where you can see someone in the object, and then you could have unfair disadvantage, yada yada yada. And Nikita says it's not gonna be that, unfair. You're gonna have to eventually have put into a physical perspective. He keeps highlighting that part. And yeah, there won't be like just straight up wall hacks. If you do wall hacks, people will realize you're using wall hacks. Like you'll be shown to the others. Basically, it's the approach we take. The emergent gameplay of something like Arc Raiders is popular. Have you picked up any ideas for it? But Nikita says that's for casual people. It's not an option for us. You don't want people to be friendly in the game. Well, you could try, just like Tarkov, SCAV and PMC co-op extraction, I guess. You could try, but you'll die, very likely. So there's no point, in my opinion, as a guy who played the game a lot. You can use it to scam people, I guess, or bait people. So there's a reason to team up. Yes, we won't force people to fight, but people will fight, of course. Yeah, I guess Tarkov always forces you to fight. Specific number of the people on the team. Yeah, so those are all the question and answers that the Nikita interview did. It was pretty interesting. He revealed a lot, but at the same time, a lot of questions emerges at the same time. What do you guys think about it? Do tell me in the comments, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like these kind of contents, please leave a like. And also, if you want to check me out on live stream, check out Twitch and YouTube and Kickstream, which I play a variety of games, which I try to make YouTube videos about it too, but I'm kind of getting lazy about it. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.